Hey everyone, welcome to the Comic Artist Pro Secrets channel. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I am an artist for DC Comics, and today we're going to go over inking. Inking is terrific fun. I think it's the most fun part of drawing comics. It's where you get to do all the details, where you get to lay down heavy blacks, and really just have a good time. Doing work that's ready to go to print, or at least ready to go to the colorist and then go to print. Now, we've been working on this Dawnbreaker sketch here. Dawnbreaker is a new character at DC Comics created by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo and I believe Jim Lee. He's basically a young Bruce Wayne who was given a Green Lantern ring at a very early age, and well, he's made some poor choices, and you can see those poor choices reflected in his skincare here. Scott Snyder says that the misusing this ring and the darkness that comes with it actually eats away at you physically. So, you know, Bruce is becoming a little bit of a zombie here. We're going to keep that in mind as we lay in some heavy shadows and really bring this drawing to life. So let's begin. Our tools are going to be as follows. We're going to use one of these gigantic Faber-Castell Pit Artist Pen Big Brush. It says $1.99 on it here. These are fantastic. These are great for filling in blacks. So we're going to be using this. We're going to be using Copic multi-liners of various sizes. We're probably going to use a little bit of Presto whiteout pen. I don't know, in case we make mistakes or just want to use it for highlights. And these are also marvelous. These jelly rolls here. These are just white ink pens, and they are really, really good for doing touch-ups and doing highlights and details. So let us begin. I guess we're going to start with a fine tip pen here, and we're going to decide where the shadow. I mean, I already kind of indicated where the shadow is going. Is going to be because the light source is going this way, as you can see. Let's see. So. Pretty simple. I'm going to get a finer pen as well. So we're just going to begin laying in the fine lines. And I'm going to add to them, and I'm going to enhance them and bring out more shape and more form here. We're going to get rid of this shadow because I think that was a poor decision on the penciler's part. The penciler was me. Whoops. And the thing about these pens is it's all about pressure. You know, they're almost felt tip, and so basically they can do what you want them to do. They can go really fine or they can go fat, depending on how you know, how you use them. And so everything is about pressure sensitive, you know, just being aware of shadow. All right, now I'm going to show you a little secret here. Here's a good way to do a shadow, especially one that's coming off of you know, underneath the nose here. I'm going to bring it down. This is a kind of a Brian Bolandy thing here. We're going to make this shadow. I'm going to make the light so extreme that it's going to cast a shadow from down from his nose from here all the way past his lower lip. And a good, cool way to do that is to, on the end that's furthest away from the light. Okay, so here's the light, and this is the side that's furthest away. So we're going to make this side kind of black. This is going to be dark. Don't worry about covering up this detail here. This is going to be just fine. Sometimes what you don't see also is more interesting. Don't feel like you need to show everything. Hide some things under shadow. Alright, so now, knowing that the light source is right here, and it's coming down this way, we're going to follow that with the strokes that we put down here, the line work. And we're just going to go like this. Well, if we get a pen that works. And it's good to always have plenty of pens on hand. Okay, there we go. Listen, I'm a hardworking artist. I go through these pens. You know? I'll beat a Copic multiliner like a rented mule. I just throw them out. And that's the thing. I got to always just keep fresh pens on hand. Keep your supplies tip top. It's a little bit expensive, but you know, take good care of them and make sure that they're always fresh. All right, so we're doing these kind of parallel lines here, as you can see. All right, and then we're going to do crosshatch. Now, the thing about crosshatch is you want to start using kind of 45-degree angles against the first lines that you put down. These are also parallel to one another. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to kind of try to build off of the black there. This one black edge. So it's going to get kind of progressively lighter as we reach this side of the shadow. This is a whole lesson in and of itself, let's be honest. Cross-hatching. Now we're going to do it again, but we're going to build lines that are going perpendicular to the first set of lines. Okay. And we're kind of pulling off of that black edge there. And now what we have is a nice gradiated, is that a word? Gradient shadow that goes from this side to this side, and it becomes kind of a nice, more interesting kind of gray. Now you're working with black and white here. Basically, you have the white of the page, and you have your black ink, and so your job is to find as many textures as you can using those just simple two colors to make the piece more interesting. Let's get in here and let's mess with these teeth. Shadows. Remember, light source is heavy. This is an edge here. This is projecting shadow downward. And we're going to follow the kind of contours of the gums here. Remember the way they're shaped. Little pockets inside the gums here. Light on one side, heavy on the other. I sound like a dentist now. That's it. You've been brushing. You look good, young Bruce. I don't care what they say. Dark, 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 dark. As much black as we can get in here. And always just remember, I mean, start thinking about things in 3 dimensions and start thinking, know where your light source is, and then just make sure that you follow that through wherever you go. Now, it's casting a shadow there. How is it going to affect everything else? How is it going to affect under this cheek here? And I've already the penciler has already indicated that there's going to be a heavy shadow under this cheek where it's kind of collapsing inwards. So we're going to go ahead and acknowledge that with a big chunky black shadow. I'm going to make it even bigger. I'm going to get out one of these brush pens. Isn't that nice? talking to one of my YouTuber friends and just so excited about my new YouTube channel and all the things that I can do here. And I was up last night just kind of making plans, and I'm learning how to edit videos, so I'm gonna do more sophisticated stuff soon. And I'm just talking to him, and he's like, Ethan, he's like, just draw. Just get on camera and draw, you know, and talk about it. Talk about the process. I went ahead and looked at other YouTube channels that were meant to be instructional for drawing, and I can't find a good one. I mean, they're all either they're very funny and they're very entertaining. I just, you know, or the artist is not very good, and I can't find one that is actually. I'm sure there is one. I didn't look that hard. I just kind of browsed some of the bigger guys, some of the like people with more subs, and I don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of I don't know, a lot of people without not offering useful information. I'm gonna try to do that. Okay, so what we're doing here is now we're pulling off of the blacks here. This isn't cross-hatching. I don't really know what you call them. I'd call them pull-outs, really. Okay, so you come up off of the blacks and you kind of start thick and you bring it out kind of finer as you go, and it's a way to sort of add another texture, add some gray. I mean, rarely you will use this. You will use this edge right here is black. Okay, I mean, this is a sharp black edge. You do not want to do a pull out off of this, but you do want to do a pull out here that actually adds roundness to this cheek shape. You'll learn as you go. I mean, we're gonna talk about this, and you're gonna get much better as you follow this channel, and you're gonna begin to understand the choices that, you know, I make, and you know, you'll make your own choices as you're drawing and inking based on what works and what you found looks good in your own artwork, and you're gonna fix mistakes. Let's draw these teeth. I'm probably using too fine of a pen. Now let's switch to a slightly bigger pen. Again, just following that light source. I have to look up every now and then to make sure I'm still on camera. I'm focused on my work, guys. I'm focused on what I'm doing. Also, you know, on my Twitter page, which is at Ethan Van Sciver, a lot of you have been showing me your own work. I've gotten a lot of sketches of Dawnbreaker. You know, and some of them aren't even based on what I'm doing. I think people are just motivated to draw, and honestly, that would be the best outcome of this channel for me, is if I got people inspired and happy, and you know, and drawing. Whether you draw what I'm drawing here, if you want to do that and show me how yours turned out, or if you want to just say, hey, I'm freestyle, I'm going on my own way, I'm gonna think for myself, and do your own Dawnbreaker. It doesn't even have to be Dawnbreaker. If this channel begins to inspire you to draw again, or to draw at all, I would love to see what you do. And also, please comment below and tell me what you'd like to see me do, and maybe what you need help with. That would be actually pretty cool. I could do whole videos about, you know, if you're having trouble drawing hands, I could give you some tips, some new ways to think that will help you. People complain about drawing hands all the time. It's not that hard. Alright, so let's get a fatter pen. I will tell you. I have a lot of pens on my desk. I'm going to go ahead and just do the outline of his head now. Let's just take a fatter line. Now, everything is about line weights. So, you do want... Okay, so here's the other thing. Again, the light is coming this way, which means that the line on this side is going to be heavier than the line on this side, okay? Because the light is hitting this side. So we don't want this side to be very thick. We want it to be kind of thin. And over here, the same thing will follow. This will be lighter, and this will be heavier, okay? So we're going to go ahead and be kind of bold with our line here. And then on this side, well, let's do this side first. Another bold line. As heavy as we can make it by pushing down that pen. And I'll go ahead and do this. You know, for these lines here, I mean, these sweeping lines, you have to have confidence. You can't let your hand shake. You've got to just say, okay, I'm going to put my elbow down on the desk, and I'm going to do a sweeping line. You can't be like, oh God, oh no, because then it's going to really show. It's going to look bad. So you got to be ready to do a good line. You got to get yourself. Okay, inhale. Let's do this line here. Exhale. Lighter, okay? Because the light is hitting this side. And the same thing here. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Boom. Look at that. Let's draw the outline of these. I mean, it's okay to be a little nervous, but you can't let it show. You can't let it show in your drawing, because it will show. All right, let's get, what should we do? Should we attack the blacks here, or should we go down here? All right, let's attack these blacks up here. We got a lot of dark space here. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of follow basically, you know, what the penciler, who is me, put down. But we're gonna feel free to make a few adjustments and changes along the way. Bearing in mind again, light source right here, so all the blacks are gonna be right on this side. You're gonna keep everything dark. I'll make a nice little slight halo effect here. I'm gonna cut inwards for his brow, like so. All right, we've got nice white right here, like highlighted area, dark area. Now in here, this is a whole different field of study. This is Dawnbreaker's scowl. So we've got all kinds of stuff to do in here, and we're gonna just kind of break that up. And remember what my fiance Andrea calls these, she calls them 11s. They're the kind of scowly marks that happen when you are scowling right here. Your brow comes together, it's furrowed. So we're gonna kind of see what I did there. I just kind of roughed them in and left them white. And I'm gonna be random about it. You don't want everything to match all the time. You don't want everything on both sides to be the same, because that's just not the way people's faces work. They're rarely symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical when it comes to the way they wrinkle, you know, when you're expressing and emoting. So feel free to just kind of do whatever you want to do there. Just following through. How do you like this elevator music? I was watching a video yesterday about what to do if you're in an elevator and it collapses. And you're supposed to, they say, oh yeah, if you jump in the air just before it hits the ground, like you would know when it was going to hit the ground. But if you jump in the air, you know, you can survive. And it turns out that's not true. What'll happen is you'll actually go through the ceiling. you know, and come down in a big heap, or you'll hit the ceiling of the elevator and you'll just come down in a pile of mess. What you're supposed to do is lay down on your back on the floor and cover your head, and even then, forget it. But that's just, you know, it's a useful tip. If you're ever in an elevator and it begins to free fall, lay down on the floor. I would just relax. I would just lay down on the floor and just go, well, you know, que sera, sera. Cover my head at that point. Anyway, it would be funny if the elevator were collapsing and then this music were playing while it was falling. Alright, so we're outlining the black area here. And look at that, we've got that done. That's when we bring out the Faber-Castell Pit Artist Big Brush Pen, and we're going to go in and fill in that whole area. This is, I always like it, it's satisfying. It feels really good to just fill in a big black area. Those X's that you write down there that say fill this in, it looks like a paint by numbers kind of thing, and it's something that you want to get rid of. See, this is what happens though. You got to be careful. That will end up on the drawing. Fingerprints. These pens are great, but they're very, very wet. And if you put your hand on them, you will leave unpleasant surprises for yourself across your drawing. Little fingerprints. Smudges. Alright, so we got that. Let's finish this shadow underneath his goggle. And of course, I mean, this goggle would cast, if the under the nose is casting a heavy shadow, under this goggle is going to cast a heavy shadow too, a big one. And the penciler won't mind if we correct that for him. Now we're going to get the brush pen out again, and we're going to say, you know, again, so much darkness here, so much shadow, so much light coming down from here, right under this jaw. Let's follow this around. And because it's kind of beat up, like, I mean, it is, it's ugly, kind of rotten flesh. I'm not going to be clean about it. I'm going to break it up. See that? And I'm going to put a big shadow underneath the chin, kind of across the chin. Like that. Okay. It's coming together. Lighter on this side. Alright. Let's hit a little bit under the lip here. Let's do that. It would be okay not to, but I'm going to do it. I'll bring it around. Oh, what the heck. Let's cover that up. Let's make that shadow, the shadow of the nose, connect with the shadow here. And in that case, I mean, look, you make a decision. I'm going to cover up my crosshatch there. I'm just going to blend that all in because it's just going to look nicer. I'll hit right here too. That. And we'll work on that a little bit more as well. Alright. Let's get in there and do these eyes. We're conscious of this line here, but I'm using a fat pen, so I'm not going to hit that line with this pen. I'm going to hit it with a lighter pen in a second. Confidence in all things. When you're drawing, be self-confident. You approach every drawing like you're going to enter the ring and knock somebody the F out. You got to be in there. You got to be ready to do it. You got to believe in yourself. Don't let your hand shake. Just know you're going to do the right thing. Here's our underline. And let's do it on this side as well. Sorry about that. eBay is going off left and right. You can find my eBay stuff under Cyberfrog9. You can buy original pages by me there. And people do, as you can hear. Okay, so we're going to do more kind of feathering, pull-outs there. And we have a choice to make. I mean, this here is the side of his mask. Next time I'm going to figure out how to shut all those eBay effects off. Sound effects are annoying. Well, I'm going to choose to make this black. I'm not going to leave it white.